All right, here we go. Carver and Cuthbert Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island here on a Wednesday. Championship week Wednesday. This is one of the best weeks of the year is this right here. College basketball championship week. And yes, next week's the tournament. That's bigger. That's a huge Thursday and Friday. But there is so much college basketball today, tomorrow, Friday, and throughout the weekend in the afternoon, which is unbelievable. You have got NFL free agency, the Players' Championship in golf teeing off in the morning at TPC Sawgrass, and this World Baseball Classic going on. You add that in the mix this year. And all he got on me for saying that this doesn't matter, these guys don't care about this. Here's how you know. The manager didn't even know what the rules are. So that shows you how much the World Baseball Classic actually was. But we will get to that. Mike Carver along with Paul Cuthbert. And the doors are open for the first time this year at Borrelli's Taproom. It's that nice out. This goddamn snow's out of here, and we're ready. Hi, Paulie.
Good afternoon, Michael. Yes, we are ready. Yes, the nice weather is coming back, and hopefully it stays this way.
Oh, this is great.
I'm going to put the snowblower away, I think, officially.
Oh, this is it. Put it back in the back of the shed. Tuck it in.
I kept it on the front porch just in case.
It's been... like in my garage, it's kind of been right there where the garage opens because it's had to come in and out once or twice. But guess what? It's not coming out anymore. It's over. It's time. And yeah, it might not be as warm as it's been the last couple days. We still got another week maybe in the 40s or 50s. But we're done with snowblowers.
Putting it away just like the Italians do to U.S. baseball teams. Putting them away.
I'll tell you what else I'm going to get to, too. That Fugazi 83 points from Bam Adebayo last night in the NBA. It's about as Fugazi as it gets with that. But it is super busy. So there's basketball on now. Nice start for NC State. All of these mediocre, middle-of-the-line bubble teams in college basketball who are all just a couple games over 500 all have these wiffle ball games at the start of these tournaments that, pump their resume up a little bit. And, of course, they screw around. I mean, Virginia Tech last night losing to Wake Forest. Nice job by them. You've got NC State out here this afternoon who gets out 8-0 out of the gate to Pitt. Now they've come back here, and they're only down 1. We have Arizona State and Iowa State coming up in a few minutes, Kentucky and LSU. This is championship week. Tomorrow here at Borrelli's, St. John's is playing at noon. They will play the winner of the Butler game later on here. So very, very busy. Butler Xavier? Is that? No, Xavier's playing Marquette. Later today. I'll find out who they're playing. Baby. But either way, whoever St. John's plays tomorrow in the 12 noon first game on Thursday, smash job with whoever it's going to be. It's a great week, and there's tons of college basketball. And actually, I'll even say this to you at the beginning. How great is it that for the tournament, we are going to have so much local flavor now in the NCAAs because LIU, who used to be LIU Brooklyn, now they're just LIU. They took the Brooklyn out of it. They're called the Sharks. Mm-hmm. They used to be I think the LIU Brooklyn Blackbirds or whatever they used to be. Now they're the Sharks. So the LIU Sharks are in as the champions of the NEC. Congrats. They will go dancing. And last night, after 25 long years and a lot of heartache in the CAA, multiple 4 or 5 times regular season champs. They lost 3 times in the title game. They won the title game in 2020 only to get stiff-armed by COVID and not play the tournament that year. But Speedy Claxton has the Hofstra pride back in the NCAA tournament after beating Monmouth last night. So we have got some local flavor next week, Paulie, in the tournament. Yes, they're the smaller teams. Yes, they're probably going to get some real heavies in their first round game. LIU, they might play that 16-16 play-in game next Tuesday or Wednesday night.
In. It's awesome.
They're in, and it's great for the local area.
It's awesome, especially for us around here, from us Long Islanders and Queens and all that stuff.
Long Islanders.
Yeah, no, it's great to see. I think we all know somebody who was either attended Hofstra or alumni and all that other stuff, and we've been out there. It's just a bit of ways down there on the Parkway. Hit the Meadowbrook off the Peninsula Boulevard over there. And congrats to all the local teams, and it'll be great to see them get a little national exposure here with the tournament, and hopefully they will all go far.
Yeah, I mean, look.
With St. John's leading the way.
We'll see. Well, St. John's is going to be in, as we know, and now we'll see what St. John's can do this week in terms of maybe what their seed is going to be. I think, and we talked about this on Sunday when we were down here, what a scene here on Sunday for the Nick watch party. We had BT in the house. Everything was going on.
Even though Tommy wasn't here.
Tommy and me, but that's okay. That's okay. We got a time coming with Tommy. We'll get him down here at some point. But St. John's and UConn Saturday night in the Big East Championship game, that is kind of what we are all zeroing in on. They both got to win a couple games here on Thursday and Friday to make that happen. But that is what I am hoping for, at least in terms of the Big East here going forward.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
The bar's gotta have it. The school's gotta have it. Gotta have it, man.
Let me just double check with you, Paulie. Who are the Johnnies? I know that
who's in the way.
I know Butler was the one game.
Butler
Providence.
Who's in the way?
They play the winner of Butler Providence at noon tomorrow. Okay. Butler Providence play today at 4. Providence a 1.5 favorite, by the way. Xavier plays Marquette in the middle game and Georgetown DePaul in the night game. So you get a little triple header at the Garden tonight of all of the middle to bottom dregs of the Big East Conference. All get to play for a chance to play tomorrow on Thursday, which is always a great day out there, which will see St. John's against that Providence Butler winner. Seton Hall Creighton in the second game. The Xavier Marquette winner will play UConn, and the Georgetown DePaul winner will play Villanova tomorrow. So laying out the Big East tournament for you. And we'll be here during the St. John's game tomorrow.
Yes.
At noon East. So they will begin. That's on Peacock, by the way.
Down.
Get the Peacock out tomorrow, Tommy. Need the Peacock
$12
tomorrow.
lunch special.
Is that right?
Let's go.
I know we're going to get to all that later on. But yes, you do have
it's
all that.
always here. You come down and hang out with me and Mikey here on lunchtime and Tommy here.
That's always here.
You get the $12 sandwich and soup special.
And for those watching now, I will tell you, I'm interested in this game coming up at 12:30. First game of the day in Kansas City at the Big 12, where Arizona State will play Iowa State. Iowa State, a very good team. They're a very good team. They're ranked 7th in the country. Arizona State played yesterday. They got a win over Baylor. The reports are that they're going to chop Bobby Hurley. It seemed yesterday like the players were playing for Bobby a little bit, and this is an 11.5 point spread here today. And I am involved. I am in on Arizona State with the 11.5. Now, Iowa State's a lot better than them, but I'm playing off of little emotion, little adrenaline. Second day in the tour, they've got a little feel of the building here, and that a lot of these conference tournaments that matters too. You get a team that played the night before, team coming in playing their first game, sometimes sightlines, things like that. So I'm going to do all the dopey narratives with Arizona State today with this 11.5 against Iowa State. See
That's
if I can
pretty
get there.
cool. There's different angles a lot of people don't think about, Mike.
There are a lot of angles.
But that's why we have you and your expertise here on the show.
I try to do what I can. So we'll be watching the college hoops and talking about it really all through the next 2 days here down at Borrelli's Taproom. Next up, NFL free agency bonanza. I guess 4 o'clock today is when things are official. Monday is when everyone was allowed, the soft tampering, and they're allowed to make contact and all the deals come out, but none of those deals are official until 4 o'clock today. I guess so that's when the new league year starts. That's also, I guess, the case for trades, as we saw with Maxx Crosby, who we thought was going to the Baltimore Ravens. Now he won't be going there. He's going back to the Raiders. We'll see if another deal happens. And then these couple first round picks go back to Baltimore. But I'm going to go there, but I want to start with the locals.
Okay.
Because that's kind of where we usually start when it comes to this stuff. Want Jets or Giants first, Paulie? What do you want first?
Do the Jets.
Do the Jets first.
Yes.
So we spent last
return
week
of the prodigal son.
We spent last week talking about several quarterback options for the New York Jets. What would they do? And I thought that there were different avenues. You were going to be able to tell by what they went with on how they're going into this season. Is this a season where they are trying to improve, up the win total, try to get into that 7, 6, 7, 8, win range? Or is this tank for Arch for next year? And you got your answer because they traded for Gino Smith from the Raiders. Trading for Gino Smith is the ultimate, we are not trying to win this year. Now, people will tell you, oh, no, Gino with a good offensive line, you got Garrett Wilson, Brees, all blah, blah, blah. They are trying to lose by putting Gino in there. Gino was awful with the Raiders last year. Gino was obviously once a Jet. That was his first team in the league.
Mhm.
He's had been a couple stops. Gino was so liked that a guy knocked him out in the locker room when he was on the team, and nobody defended him. He was so liked that when IK and Benali knocked him out, nobody defended him. We bring him back here a little bit low. Now he's a change, not the same Gino.
Okay.
Much different guy from when he was on the Jets.
Are you sure?
He's learned a lot. He's
You sure?
older, wiser, all those things. But all that don't matter the fact that he can't play. I didn't even realize this, Paulie. Did you know that Justin Fields is still on the roster? I didn't even realize that.
I didn't know that.
He's still on the roster. They got like 5 quarterbacks on the roster right now, and Fields is one of them. Look, it just screams to you. Look, I can't say they're going to win more games than they won this year right now. I can't do that.
Well, my question is why Geno Smith, or is there
cheap? Well, it's cheap, and I think it's what we have discussed. I think it gets you closest to your goal of being in the 2027 NFL draft quarterback treasure trove situation. And I guess when you've lost this much, what's losing another, year, at this point.
So it's money. It's a safe spot.
It'll cost them zero.
Yeah.
I mean, Raiders are basically paying all the freight of his money. It costs you a 7th round pick, which is nothing. So is he a more capable quarterback than Justin Fields? Probably. But does that mean that they're going to improve 3 or 4 wins off of last year? I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
So I guess this making this easier for the Jets fan base to realize that we're looking forward to 2027 here, and
I think that is what you want now.
Saving money this year.
Would anyone that they brought in, whether it was Kyler Murray or Tua or Kirk Cousins or any of these guys, would any of these guys not made you look past the 2027 draft?
I think it would have been
not.
a little more exciting than Geno Smith.
I think it would have been more exciting for this year.
Yeah.
But it was all still about next year and 2027 draft. So, all right, fine. They're going to get he's going to stink this year. And maybe there's something else. You know, there is still some more things that can happen.
What could it be?
Maybe they they are going to draft Ty Simpson in the 20 to 30 range or early in the second round. Maybe that's on their table as well. Who knows? And Gino's a placeholder until that guy is ready. But this is not on the surface. And then on a couple of other moves that they made, you know, Minkah Fitzpatrick has been a very good player in the NFL. And I see what they're doing here. Minkah Fitzpatrick and Demario Davis are guys who have been really good players on defense in the NFL. And Davis has history with Aaron Glenn from when Glenn was the defensive coordinator in New Orleans. So he probably went to Demario and was like, listen, I need some help here. Like, you know what you're doing. I need a leader in this room. You know, so from that aspect, that's a really good thing for them. But these guys are old. These guys are older. He gave Fitzpatrick a lot of money. You know, Fitzpatrick's now bounced back and forth between Miami and Pittsburgh. Interested to see how he plays in this system. But I do kind of like what was Aaron Glenn's supposed to be a defensive guy. And he's brought in some veteran defensive pieces, probably overpaid, especially for Fitzpatrick, but some older defensive pieces that maybe can help mold things into how Aaron Glenn wants them to be on D and help that unit, because they can't be any worse than they were last year. So, and especially Davis, I think, really helps that Paulie to help kind of put Glenn's message out there and what he wants defensively.
So some might say there isn't a plan, but maybe there is a plan here, especially just for this upcoming season.
I think there's clearly a plan
to run it a certain kind of way.
There's clearly a plan to obviously make the defense more competent this year, which is nice to see.
Okay.
I think if I was a Jet fan, I wouldn't be doing cartwheels over Geno Smith. I would not. And for a guy like me who's going to look at it from when I start looking at season betting things and other I'm back on the Jet under. Like, I'm looking for the Jet under wins because Geno stinks. I can't. He stinks. And sure, you put him behind. What was BT was saying the other day? Great offensive line. You have Garrett Wilson. You have Brees Hall. You do. That's all fine and good. I'd have to see it to really believe that with Geno Smith.
It's really not very exciting.
It's not very exciting.
It's not exciting.
It's not exciting, but Will they win more than 3 games? Yeah, they might win 5. You want an improvement? Are you happy? Would you be happy about that?
I'm not a Jets fan. I'm not really worried about it. But
5 and 12 instead of 3 and 14. Does that make you excited? I guess if it does, then
and hopefully they're all at home for the fans.
The only thing that should make you excited as you're a Jet fan is that they are so bad this year that they clean everyone out and they have the number 1 overall pick and they have some whiz kid coming in with Arch together. And that is how you look at the enthusiasm that the Raiders are going to have this year with Kubiak coming in with Mendoza and that pair of a bright young head coach with the number 1 overall pick quarterback and how much that looks like a great future for them. And the Jets haven't had any kind of great future like that in their eyes for a long time.
Also compared to how the Giants did this season here too, with Dart. It's got to be. So if they can get that 1-2 piece and those 2 guys that eventually hopefully can be your franchise going forward, then things maybe start getting exciting for the Jets fan base.
Right.
But next year, not so much.
Not so much, but that's okay. Now, as far as the Giants go, that is what they have done so far is making you feel good about this year coming up. I love what they have done over the first couple days. They have the signings that they made. Now, yes, it's a couple guys from Baltimore who were there with Harbaugh, but that's okay because guess what? I know they didn't win the Super Bowl and make this one. They did win a lot of games. So having Harbaugh bring guys that he's comfortable with, Isaiah Likely is a hell of a player, and he's still 25 years old. He was behind Mark Andrews on the tight end depth chart in Baltimore, and when he got a chance to play, he performed. He is going to be a guy that Dart can look for. He's going to be a good slot player for the Giants. Likely is a great signing, and Harbaugh knows him. Patrick Ricard is the best fullback in the NFL the last few years. Now, I know fullback is not something that everyone likes seeing in today's NFL because today it's spread it out and throw the football and do all that. But this guy has been an all-pro year after year with Harbaugh, and he gets in there, Paulie. He does the little things. He does the dirty work. He clears the lane. And if you got a situation where, like, short yardage plays where you're going to put Ricard and Scatterbo in there, I mean, that is just as smash mouth as it gets.
Piece. It's a smart move.
It's a protection for your young quarterback. Yeah. It's protection for everything. Ricard, great signing. Tremaine Edmonds, middle linebacker. They signed from the Bears. Still a young player. Had him in Buffalo. Buffalo drafted him. Went to the Bears as a big free agent. The Bills couldn't afford him anymore. And he's coming in. Great sideline-to-sideline player. Tremendous. Great signings by the Giants. Off to a great start here with the Harbaugh era. You have to put a smile on your face, Paul, if you're a Giant fan.
Smiling just listen to you. Yeah, it's the Harbaugh era. It's the signs of competence, just
precisely. Signs of competence.
That's just how I'm looking at it right now. And I think, like I said, it's just keep rolling here. I think ever since he's been signed here, it's just brought, and this happens, right? And you talked about it all last year too. Well, it's crazy. Last year was only a couple months ago, but it brings instant credibility to the organization having a guy like Harbaugh. Like you were talking about, you can't bring in one of these young guys or whatever. You've got to get somebody that comes in here who kind of knows the job, knows how to do it, is a winner, has a championship under his belt and everything else. And so far, what we've seen is just from the organizational standpoint, from the top, the whole thing with Chan, and just going forward here. And now, like I said, the signings are also a reflection of the guy who's in charge right now.
Yes, they really are. And hats off to the first couple days here for the Giants. And it doesn't matter who they are. Obviously, these are things that have Harbaugh's fingerprints all over them. I haven't heard Joe Shane's name much the last couple days, but either way, really strong from the Giants. And now, and you know what else? With all the things that they've done too, does the rumors that they are going to maybe take Love with the 5th pick, the running back from Notre Dame, as that stuff starts to go a little bit forward? Look at this power game with Ricard. Is that something that I still don't believe that? I don't think that you can't use the 5th overall pick on a running back. You just can't do it. But we will see now if that rumor starts to grab some more heat, especially with some of the stuff they do. I love Isaiah Likely. I think Likely's a really good player. I think you're going to see a real bust out tight end performance. He's going to get his name up there with some of the better tight ends in the league now, getting in his own spot there with the Giants. Really strong move for them. All right. I have other NFL stuff that I want to get to you, but why don't we let everybody know what's going on at Borrelli's first, because it's a super busy week. There's a lot going on, and everybody needs to know what's happening. So what's going on at Borrelli's? Hit the music.
All right. We are broadcasting live every Wednesday and Thursday from Borrelli's Taproom right here in Long Beach, New York, in the great state of New York.
On the island.
On the island, which is getting rid of the snow and becoming the tropical island we're all looking forward to this spring and summer. All right. Comedy nights are in full effect right now. Sold out last night, sold out tonight. Ben Bankus back-to-back here. And then coming up on Tuesday, March 31st, the Are You Garbage Comedy Podcast will be here. If you want to get tickets to that, go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com and or go to Eventbrite and search Borrelli's Comedy. It is championship week here, okay? So that means 2-for-1 pizzas and dollar wings and the sound on for all the St. John's games here. So come on down all week long here for championship week for all the food specials and the drink specials here at Borrelli's. Tomorrow night, which is Thursday, is Carnivore Night. That's Thursday, every Thursday night, Carnivore Night. For $42.99, you get a choice of veal, steak, or pork. Comes with super salad and a dessert, and bottomless beer and bottomless wine. I don't know if there's a better deal than that for $42.99 down here at Borrelli's on Long Beach on Carnivore Night. So bring those chompers down here. This Sunday, March 15th, just bopping around here a little bit for some specials here. The Polar Bear Plunge after party is going to be here. Starting at 1 p.m., we have live music by Ryan Scarano and Jim Loeffler. Okay, and there's all kinds of specials running all day. That's the annual Polar Bear Plunge after party right here at Borrelli's. There's also going to be dollar wings and 2-for-1 pizzas for that as well, too. Live music returns this weekend, Friday night. It's going to be Ken Bailing at 7 p.m. And then at 10 p.m., it's Alex. Oh, boy. I wrote this down. What's that? Kincannon. Bobby Jesus. There you go. That's Friday night. Free admission, no charge. And then on Saturday, Evan Krieger's back here with Dennis Kelly. 7 p.m. on Saturday. Music theme nights return here on Wednesday, March 18th. That's Billy Joel night. Songs from an Italian restaurant come down for the pasta special. And Billy Joel hits all night. And then a couple other things here, too. Country Fest is going to be here May 15th through May 17th. We'll have more information on that. And don't forget, St. Patrick's on Tuesday, March 17th. Come on down here. $5 pints of Guinness, $10 Jameson drinks, corned beef pizza.
Yes.
And live music as well. Evan Krieger, I believe, and Dennis Kelly are going to be back on St. Patrick's Day as well. So that's what's going on.
Open at 12.
And open at Tommy from the bar. Open at noon.
And I know I continue to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it because people need to understand it. $5 pints of Guinness on St. Patrick's Day is unheard of.
Well, here's what you could do.
Unheard of.
Here's what you could do.
Yeah.
You walk in the place. First thing you say is, you mention the Carver and Cuthbert podcast, right?
Get the Miller Lite.
And you get the free Miller Lite draft.
And then
you
get the $5
Guinness. You get the $5 Guinness. And you're on your way.
Is that a good way to start? You go Miller Lite and then into the Guinness?
You're not going to find a better deal down here in Long Beach, I'll tell you that much. Maybe not even the South Shore.
Oh, I know that. The $5 pints of Guinness is incredible. That's as good as it gets for Patty's.
All right.
And that is less than a week away. That is Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
Just got to start.
I wish we were doing that. I could have broke out the jacket. I could have got the jacket out next week for it. I have the St. Patty's garb. I just missed. I probably should wear it Wednesday anyway.
We could still do Wednesday.
Our own for our post St. Patty's party the next day here on Go Sports Radio.
I'm sure they'll have some maybe a little bit of corned beef left over and maybe a pint of Guinness or two.
Wow, you know what? We got to have a Guinness.
We'll have a pint of Guinness next Wednesday.
That's a must.
All right, that's a home run.
Can you extend that, Tommy, to 1 hour into Wednesday, the $5 pints of Guinness between 12 and 1 on Wednesday, the day after? We'll extend it 1 hour into Wednesday. All right. Go Sports Radio here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Rest of the NFL moves. This Crosby stuff with the Ravens and the Raiders.
Please explain it.
So over the weekend, they had the big deal. Ravens get Maxx Crosby from the Raiders, 2 first-round picks, blah, 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 blah. And then last night, out of nowhere, the deal's off. And it was very bizarre, Paulie, how all this stuff started to come out and happening, because he was taking his physical with the Ravens yesterday. And all these players, when these trades happen or when they sign contracts, they all got to go to the facility, take physicals, etc. And this guy is coming off major surgery.
Yeah.
That his doctors and others say he will going to be good for the offseason program and he should be good to go next year. But it's really weird that this first started with the Raider statement last night, which was not Maxx Crosby failed his physical or that. And there's always, you got to read between the lines of some of the stuff. It was the Ravens backed out of our trade. And that, because remember, nothing official till 4:00 today. All this stuff that's been talked about for weeks in the eyes of the NFL hasn't really happened yet. It's all stuff that gets put in today at 4:00 when the new league year starts.
Right, I'm going to stop you there for a second so I understand. So any kind of trades that are announced
that we have heard about for days and weeks,
it's still not official until
4:00 today.
So things can change. Trades can be pulled.
Just like this.
Okay. Gotcha.
And same thing with free agent deals.
Right.
Someone who on Monday said, I'm signing a 4-year blah, 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 blah deal with this team, can at 355 today go, you know what? I got a better offer, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. And it has happened before. It has happened. It's not often, but it has happened. And now you see this trade gets pulled out from the rug. Now, what makes this really bizarre, and I got a couple of conspiracy theorist things that we're going to get to on the show today. Little bizarre that this happens last night, and then first thing this morning, Trey Hendrickson, 4 years, $120 million, great pass rusher from the Bengals, signs with the Ravens. So what happened here, Paulie? Did he actually fail his physical, which is what all the insiders say, and maybe he didn't, and then everyone starts to back that up with, the Ravens are one of the stingiest teams. They failed a lot of guys for physicals in the past. Blah, 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 blah. Did he really fail his physical and they didn't feel comfortable about it? Or did they find out that they could get Trey Hendrickson without giving up 2 first-round picks and say, you know what? They use this as an excuse that they didn't like his physical in order to make that deal. Because I am always one who leans to conspiracy type stuff like this. Because it seems a little not on board with what's gone on here. Because it's happened, but it's not very common that agreed upon things get pulled out before that Wednesday, that 4:00 deadline. So very strange.
But can it be a conspiracy if actually they can do this kind of stuff regardless up against the deadline?
Many around the league feel that this was dirty.
Okay.
There are teams, and now this is not, nobody has come out and said this. Of course,
it sounds like it's out there for now. It's the ability is there for teams to be dirty under the rules.
Now, remember, though, when you see all these NFL insiders putting all this stuff out, they're in the pocket of somebody. So whether it's one guy's putting out certain information and it's coming directly from the Raiders, and the Raiders want that put out there because they still want to be able to trade Maxx Crosby to somebody else potentially.
Okay.
So they don't want it being smeared as this guy's physical was bad, we can't trade this guy. They want it pictured as the Ravens did dirty, and there's nothing wrong with him, and he's going to be fine. And then the other people get, everyone has their own, whether it's, and these are all good guys, but listen, you could just tell by reading their tweets. Who's in the pocket of what agent and who's in the pocket of what team, whether it's Rappaport, Pelissero, and Ian Rappaport does an incredible job. Man, it's almost like the agencies just hand him the copy to read and he reads it. He tweets it out right off the thing. But it just looks really bad. And then they get Hendrickson this morning. Strange, a little bizarre.
Yeah. It definitely seems dirty.
And now maybe the Raiders are going to keep Crosby now. And maybe, there's a lot of things that it doesn't smell right is the problem. It smells bad.
Is there a part of you that just accepts this, or is this something where you lean towards the league has to do something about it?
The league will do nothing.
Okay.
The league will do nothing. Because even though this was verbally agreed to or whatever it is, at the end of the day, this is not something where they called the league and processed this trade and then they're backing out on it after.
So the league is like this anyway. Hands off.
The league's like this, hands off. For a situation like this, is going to be
the
a
NFL in the news.
They're just, as many insiders have said today, there's a lot of executives and teams around the league that don't like what Baltimore did here.
And at the end of the day, if it is dirty or whatever, nobody's getting penalized to find them over this stuff, right?
Not for this, because again, this is not something where they called the league office and they put the trade through, and then 2 days later they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're not doing this now."
Okay.
This was never processed through the league office, so it's just more in that back alley. This is kind of dirty what's happened here, and a lot of teams feel that way, allegedly, according to
Free
what
agency
insiders
street fights.
you want to believe in. And look, there was a lot of teams in on Hendrickson. The Colts thought they were getting Hendrickson. The Bills apparently were in on Hendrickson. There was a lot of teams that thought Hendrickson's a hell of a player. Very strange. 12 hours later, bang, he's on the Ravens after that deal not going through. And it kind of messes with the Raiders too, Paulie, because they signed a lot of guys. The Raiders were making moves. I mean, Nakobe Dean, a couple of guys on defense. They signed Lindenbaum, the center. Like they made some moves. Did they make all those moves thinking that Crosby's money obviously was out of the way, and now they could be in a tricky spot going forward? But some guys said that they should be okay cap wise at 4, because you have to be cap compliant at 4:00 today when the new year starts.
Also, they've got to clear this whole thing with the injury, right? They've got to make sure that that's not the issue here, right? Because
their doctors
that might hinder them getting rid of him.
Well, that's the thing. Now, again, it's who you want to believe. Some say other teams would not have a problem with his medicals and would still trade for him. We'll see if that stuff materializes. But I thought it was a little dirty, especially when they turn around and 12 hours later sign Hendrickson, or make official that they're signing Hendrickson, or the word gets out that they're signing him. Nothing's official till 4:00 today.
Well, until, like I said, you telling me about that whole thing about everything not being official till 4:00. I wasn't aware of that just as an average NFL fan. And that to me just is like this stuff can be kind of tinkered with and messed around, thrown back and forth. Guys can.
Well, I remember this happened a few years ago too. I remember the first time this really happened was, I think the Eagles signed Frank Gore one year, and this is when Gore still had a lot of gas, but a good amount of gas.
Tommy's laughing.
Tom, you remember this when the Eagles signed Frank Gore? And then, and that was like same thing as this week. It was like on a Monday night. It was like, oh, the Eagles are signing Frank Gore, and then the league year was starting Wednesday at 4. And then like an hour before, it was like, oh, Gore's going to Indianapolis. He pulled out of the Eagle deal and he signed it with the Colts. So it doesn't happen often, but it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very dirty, I thought, with the Ravens say. Nice start by Arizona State, by the way, down 15-6 to Iowa State, 8 minutes in Kansas City at the Big 12 tournament. Can the Sun Devils and Bobby Hurley get some things going? NC State has rallied here to take the lead over Pitt in a high-scoring first half here. They're at 83 points with 3 minutes to go. Could be a second half under on our way here. As we look at the phone during the next break, we shall see all of that. Other things of note, and again, there was a billion deals in the NFL over the last couple of days. And if there's something that I leave out that you'd like to mention, Paulie, by all means. I did see before we walked in here today, the Colts gave Daniel Jones 2 years and $88 million.
That I just saw too.
With an Achilles, obviously coming off the Achilles surgery.
What was the deal? What was the money?
2 years, $88 million. 50 guaranteed, can get up to 100 with incentives.
For a 2-year deal.
2-year deal.
Man, that's just
Daniel Jones.
That's just the money is unbelievable.
The money's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. The NFL is king.
Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. That happened on Monday. Chiefs with a capable running back. Listen, I didn't think Pacheco and Hunt, they've had the last couple years. I think this is a big thing for Kansas City here, Paulie, is Mahomes is obviously going to be coming back. Even if it's not right away, he's going to be coming off an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Having a really strong guy back there that you can, as we saw with Walker in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, that you could give the ball to 20-plus times a game, that is probably going to be a really good thing for the Chiefs, especially early in the season as Mahomes is still coming back from his injury.
Are you surprised if just him not staying with Seattle?
I'm not, because all in all, it sounded like it was never going to happen. Like there was even something at the parade where they were up there, and somebody asked Schneider about it, and he was like, he knew he was going to kind of get priced out on these guys. So it doesn't surprise me.
And what was his deal with the Chiefs? Like just his year. So it was a multi-year deal?
I think it was 3 or 4 years.
So it's a multi-year deal.
Multi-year. And Mahomes is coming off the torn ACL. Will he be ready for week one?
The only
Who
reason
knows?
I bring that up too is when a team wins a Super Bowl like that, you try and bring components back to the next year,
Right.
to get another run at it.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the Rams probably being the other top team that you got to beat. I was just kind of thinking of it in that way.
The other hard part is when you win the Super Bowl, what happens? Guys want to get paid.
Yes.
When you win the Super Bowl, guys want to get paid. So Kenneth Walker wants to get paid. They also lost. Tariq Woolen was a big part of their secondary, and Tariq Woolen signed with the Eagles. So the Eagles have Tariq Woolen at corner now. There's other guys you move. You can't pay everybody. They gave Shaheed, the wide receiver who they traded for, they gave him a new deal. You can't give everybody new deals. They eventually got to pay Jackson Smith and Jigba big money. So you can't pay a running back what Walker's going to get. And they still have Charbonnet there, who's a good player, and they'll probably draft somebody because Schneider's an excellent general manager, especially at the draft. So sometimes you got to let guys go, Paulie, even if they win Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, and I guess it's going to be more of a common practice going forward now, especially in college with, you can kind of just move to different teams now. And it's like, and just in all sports, it's really hard to keep guys for long years and multiple years in terms of options to, win a championship and stuff like that. And then once you do win, you see these guys just bailing for money and stuff, and more power to them, Yeah. Especially in the NFL, man. If you are a player in the NFL and you just won a championship, man, you can get bank.
You can
be Daniel Jones with a beat up body there and get $44 million a year.
Well, that's a quarterback.
Incentives.
Quarterbacks are always going to get a little bit more than everybody else. That's for sure.
My little guy in the backyard later.
It's
with the football.
It's going to be a little weird. One that I found strange, and it's strange, good for him. He got more money. It's going to be weird not seeing Mike Evans on the Bucs anymore, because Mike Evans been on the Bucs forever. Whatever it was, 10, 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons and all. He's going to be on the Niners now. He signed with the Niners, and the Niners gave him a lot of money, especially for how old he is now. Good for him for getting that. But that's going to be a little weird for me. That was one that kind of caught my eye. The Falcons brought Tua in.
Yeah.
So now they have Penix, who's supposed to be their starter, but I guess they wanted to have somebody there that I guess could push, and they're basically paying him peanuts because the Dolphins are giving him like $90 million this year.
Who took over coaching there? Who got the gig?
That is off the top. I got too many things running through my head right now.
Sorry to stump you there, buddy.
I know.
I shouldn't have done that, but
Stefanski from the Browns. Hey. Stefanski's the new head coach there. So we'll see with that. I mean, the Falcons made some strange moves.
They are a strange organization.
They're a strange organization. But yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, there's a lot. There's so much stuff. Romeo Dobbs to the Patriots. He's a good wide receiver. I don't know if that takes them out.
Look at us. Here we are. It's March 11th, and we are 20 minutes about NFL, baby.
But this is
and
I have one other thing on the NFL before we move
NFL
on.
is king.
The NFL is always king. And I don't know if you saw me tweet this morning.
I mean, we got the TVs up back here too, and it's just you can just see on other programs. It's NFL all over the place.
Now, this is the last thing I'll mention, and if there's 1,000 other moves, some might even happen tonight. We'll talk about more. But this is non-free agency. And I get fired up about this stuff. I saw this morning there was a report. I don't know if it was Florio's report on Pro Football Talk or if he was linking somebody else's, that the NFL is looking into now, taking over, playing a game Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So they already play 3 games on Thanksgiving Day. They have now moved into Black Friday the last couple of years, playing the afternoon game on Black Friday. And look, we all love the NFL. We all love as much NFL as we could possibly get. But as I always say to you, when is enough enough? It's like pigs at the trough. Like, when is enough enough? Wednesday night? I mean, come on. We need an NFL game on the night before Thanksgiving? Do we need that? Do we need that?
You don't need it, but you're going to get it.
Oh, I agree, because if they're planting the seeds, that means it's happening. I don't know if it's happening this year. It'll probably be the year after that.
The only question is which streaming platform?
Well, that's the thing. So is this another way to say, oh, hey, look, who's got another $250 million for one game on a Wednesday night before Thanksgiving? Come and get
Somebody's going to fork
They
it over.
are such pigs, and everyone will watch. I say it to you, the same thing with the dopey games in London and in Europe and all over. They find way. People watch all these games. Maybe I'm in the minority. But when is enough enough?
Well, it's the biggest bar night of the year, right? So it's going to be on all the TVs wherever you're hanging out and partying that night. So
that's such a party night. You think people are stopping to watch that game? Tommy, honestly, you think anyone's looking at the TV on Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve, to watch an NFL game?
Look, you're in the betting business, right? So I mean, this is just
more to bet on.
It's more to bet on. It's and the younger generation, it's a big part of it. Look, when I was younger, all right, you know, we used to have the little NFL tickets that we pick the games and hand them on the weekend and stuff like that. I mean, if I was from between the age of 18 to 25 and I had the gambling apps that they have today, I mean, that's a whole generation right now that's just a part of it. And they've got the data, right? Yeah. So they're putting these games up and messing around with the schedule and adding stuff because they're just thinking, and they are definitely working with the betting platforms to make you generate more money. So
it's
I don't see one day much. You'll probably have football every night of the week.
Okay, and you know what? That's all fine and good, but then don't sit up there if you're Roger Goodell and these other suits in the NFL and try to sell me that you care about player safety. Don't sit up there and try to sell me that if you're going to have guys playing Wednesday nights on 3 days rest, Thursdays on it. Don't sell me that, because I got news for you. As much as we all love watching the games, 80% of the time, the Thursday night games, they suck. Okay? The product isn't good.
Now, I got another question for you.
Short weeks.
I got another question for you.
Sure.
Does the NFL Players Union have any say as far as these games being added, as far as where their CBA is and everything else? Or is the NFL different?
I mean, the NFL players do have to approve this stuff. Like, it is something that they have to, say yes to playing on this day, but usually they don't want to, and they tell you that they don't want to.
Is there extra money for these guys?
Well, that's the thing.
On a Sunday and then a Thursday. I mean,
that's what gets negotiated in. So then they'll go and do that and say, "Oh, I know you guys don't want to do it, but we'll give you this over here." And that, whether it's one less training camp day or whatever the hell it is that they want, they try to work all those things in. It's nonsense, to be quite honest with you.
It's coming. NFL 7 days a week.
Well, that definitely is coming. I don't disagree with you on that.
You might have to get Tubi, ladies and gentlemen. You might have to get Tubi.
All right, under 177.5 live between NC State and Pitt here. They scored 101 points in the first half. I just don't see that pace staying for the whole game. So we have this is what I love about these afternoons of championship week. We have a live move here. We're going to go under 177.5 with NC State and Pitt down in Charlotte at the ACC tournament. There's Boeheim there at the game too. Man, could Syracuse use him? They suck now.
Can you
anything else before I move on to other things?
No. I just have. We're on the basketball here. Can you, as far as a college basketball game, or you can keep changing your bets or updating or adding new types of bets?
Sure, live bets all the time.
Gotcha. All right.
Every it's just like the NFL. It's just like anything else. Man, this Arizona State team, nice job by them. Down 14 with 8 minutes. I need a little run here from the Sun Devils. Can they get moving a little bit? Syracuse chopped Autry, which was going to happen. He did a miserable job taking over. And now, they had Boeheim sitting there. I wonder what he had to say, considering that was his guy, that they chopped him. Give him some money, at least. Like we talked about the other day with St. John's. You got to push the money into the program now in today's college athletics. It's the only way that we're going to get some things done. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. Here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island on a beautiful Wednesday. The doors are open. That's how you know it's a great day down in Long Beach. And now it is time, Paulie. I saved it. I let it go for about 45 minutes or an hour. I didn't want to just completely bang you over the head with it right when we started the show today. But it's time to talk about the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, it needs to be discussed.
So, the United States has finished their group play games. They went 3-1. You would think that, and they set this thing up so that the United States would have really no problem getting into the knockout round, because that's all that matters, is that they get into the knockout round and play all these other big teams. The problem is they put too many decent MLB players on the Italy team. Too many. So the United States, obviously, they smashed Great Britain and Brazil. We talked about that on Sunday. Monday night, they beat Mexico without much resistance. So all they needed to do was beat Italy last night, and they wouldn't be sitting around today counting runs in the Italy-Mexico game. But that's precisely what they'll be doing tonight, because they lost to Italy in Houston 8-6. And they were down, Paulie, in the game 8-0, right?
Yes.
Yes. So they got down 8-0. Nice job by McLean from the Mets, getting lit up there in the second inning, giving up homer after homer. And then they made a little rally, but they came up short. So what this means now, Paulie, Italy is 3-0 in that group, and they play Mexico tonight. Mexico is 2-1. The United States are 3-1. So what happens now with all these? And I want to bring up, because somebody had I got to find I purposely tweeted it to make sure that I could find it. We talked about it. This is as simple as it gets. Team USA is eliminated from the World Baseball Classic if Mexico beats Italy tonight 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, or 4-3. Any other final score, Team USA will move on. Now, I have two things to say here. First of all, we need a better tiebreaker system. This is stupid. And I get it. They set this whole thing up to make sure the big teams got through. This is dopey. I mean, any of these scores and they advance on. Now, if Italy wins, Paulie, it don't matter. Italy would win the group, and USA would finish second, which means we'd have to get the USA-DR game in the quarters instead of the semis, which we thought we were going to get it there. What an awful job last night by them all around. And it goes back to what I've said all along. Do these guys care?
On the United States.
On the United States, because
the other teams care.
Oh, they care. You watch Japan, you watch the DR, you watch Venezuela, you watch all these other, Puerto Rico, Canada too. They are into it. And I don't know. And I heard people say, oh, well, why did the lineup last night? The lineup wasn't the problem last night. There is not a much of a downgrade when you put Gunnar Henderson, Will Smith, and Pete Crow Armstrong in the lineup. Those guys are all stars. There's not and two of them homered in the game. Pete Crow homered twice, and Gunnar homered as well. So the guys he put in the lineup provided all the offense. Judge made the last out of the game. But the point that everyone's on today is Mark DeRosa. What'd you call him? Coach Mark?
Coach Mark.
Coach Mark, your buddy. Earlier in the day, and we know that Mark DeRosa is a TV guy, MLB Network. He was on with his buddies. And he basically said they were already through to the next round. All of this clip, as they're down 8-0 in the seventh inning last night, this clip starts to surface all over social media because Coach Mark was wrong. They were not already through to the next round. So, like, you can't, and this is, Paulie, you can't not know what you need to get through. And Mark, we love Mark. He does a great job on TV. You got to know that you're not already into the next round when you're playing the Italy game last night. Because that makes me think, what was the discussions in the locker room or before the game? What were the discussions going into it? And who cares? It's the World Baseball Classic. Everyone else seems to care about it that's in it. Everyone else does.
They're going to care about it now because it's embarrassing.
If they get another game.
Yeah, well, I don't think they are. I think, Mexico goes to 1-0. And,
well,
I think
that's
Italy
my next point.
My
next conspiracy theory of the day. Will Italy and Mexico get together before the game tonight?
They don't have to get together before the game. They can just take it easy.
But listen, there's the little nod and a this of, let's get it running. This is a 1-0 game. We're both going through. What would you do? And we leave all the big heavy hitters of the United States at home.
Yeah, they're probably getting some texts from the Dominican Republic and Japan.
This is super interesting.
I think it's done.
Because now
it's embarrassing.
This goes to what we talk about this stuff all the time. Guys do not, when you're a professional athlete and you're on the field, we talk about tanking and we talk about all these things. Mm-hmm. I don't think guys can actually do it. I think that coaches and suits can put teams in position to tank, but when you actually put the ball on the floor in basketball or you put the ball on the field in football, the guys on the field are always playing to win. And I'd like to think that that's going to happen with the Mexico and Italy teams tonight at the World Baseball Classic. But
pass this doobie over to you.
But It is.
They got a chance to knock the United States out.
There is.
No way.
Now, now here's the other thing. You have got the machine behind you of Major League Baseball.
They can't do nothing about
Fox.
it. No.
The networks.
No, there's no way.
They would be crippled if they don't have the United States in these knockout games on Friday and Saturday.
Too bad.
And I don't know what you could do. You had the called ball and it's right down the middle. I don't know what the answer is, but you have the, if you're a conspiracy theorist fan, you have the opportunity for some real Fugazi stuff tonight in this Mexico-Italy game.
And you have to have Tubi to watch it, by the way.
The game's not on. You gotta be. There's no way that game's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yes, it's on Tubi.
Nope. Now it's on FS1.
Oh, they changed it.
They can't it now.
Come on.
Now, if the United States would have won last night, the game's on Tubi. You can't put that game on Tubi. There's gonna be more people into this game than the Italy-US game last night. This is the game.
It's over.
This is bigger. This Dominican Republic Venezuela game is a huge game.
So what's the scenario of Italy winning and the United States getting in? They have to put up a lot of runs, correct?
No, Italy just wins, they're in.
Okay, if Italy wins, they're in.
If Italy wins, they are in.
Okay.
No matter
And
what
then,
the score is.
On the Mexico side is all the differences.
The
between
score
the
could be
goals.
the score could be 1-0 Italy. They win.
Runs,
USA is in. Any Italy win advances the United States
gotcha.
because Mexico would be 2-2, and the United States is 3-1. So there's no.
Yeah, there might be some stomach flus tonight on the Italian team.
The problem is when Mexico wins, all three of them are 3-1, and that gets all the tiebreakers in because they all beat each other. U.S. beat Mexico. Mexico would have beaten Italy. Italy would have beaten the United States.
So Mexico needs to win the game.
Mexico has to win the game to advance.
The game.
They cannot advance with a loss. They have to win.
But if they keep it under 5 runs or something like that, right?
If Mexico wins and they score four or less runs, the United States are out. Mexico scores the 5th run, the United States is in no matter what happens in the game.
Wow, okay. All right.
So if Mexico gets to 5, it's on. Or even if Italy gets to 5 in the game, because that would mean that they're either going to win the game or Mexico's got to score 5.
Team to put us in this situation. But again, you've got a spectacle created that you would never think was going to happen now, and you got this game of such magnitude now.
Honestly,
just an absolute debacle yesterday with the Rosa and just.
And meanwhile, that was, and you love that guy. That was an awful job by him. That was an awful job.
I feel bad for him now because
now he looks like a moron.
Well, well, I hate to say it, but I mean, if the United States does not advance now, that's just brutal, and it's a shame because DeRosa's a pretty good guy. He's an excellent baseball analyst and stuff, but man, they're already butchering him everywhere on all platforms as far as just not knowing going into the game, not knowing the importance, and who knows, maybe they were just like you said. What happened in the locker room? He set Riley and Harper, right? So,
yeah.
But you're right. It's an all-star team. It doesn't matter. People were giving him crap because he started Goldschmidt at first base. So all this stuff. But if they don't get in, man, that is one of the most embarrassing, disgusting, awful things.
Awful.
And it's going to be all laid on DeRosa.
Did you like Judge making the last out of the game too?
Well,
with the runner on base.
I'm watching. I'm watching the game last night, and here it is. And they battled there in those last 2 innings to get a couple runs, get a couple base hits there and stuff. It was some good stuff. And then it's lining up that Judge is coming up, and we're Yankee fans, and we're sitting here and you go, are we going to get this moment? Is he going to get this moment, or is it just going to be something that we as Yankee fans are used to in too many playoff years?
So,
and sure enough, that just put the icing on the cake for me as Judge getting struck out.
So obviously this DR Venezuela game was supposed to be on FS1 tonight at 8:00, and they're both 3-0, and they're both going through. But that's a rivalry, great game. Both have played awesome. They have pushed that game to Tubi, and Mexico, Italy in the United States will now be on FS1 at 7 o'clock because of what it means.
Get the U.S. audience.
And the Canada-Cuba game is on FS2, and the winner of that game is advancing as well. And I need that game because I have Canada and Puerto Rico bet to both advance out of Group A. So I'm suddenly involved in Canada tonight against Cuba. But unbelievable that it's down to this. Yeah, so they broke it down a little bit better. Like, I know I got a little confusing with the 4-1, 4-3, 4-3. It's very simple.
Could you imagine being DeRosa watching that game tonight? Forget the players. Forget that.
Let me just tell you something.
Just him.
I'll tell you right now. He's the guy who's watching that sweating bullets the most. Because I'm going to tell you now, the players will. If the players go home tomorrow and they don't go back to their spring training sites, they don't care. They don't care. They'll all talk about how, well, it was disappointing. I wish we could have did more. Blah 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 blah. You lost to Italy. It just you let Michael Lorenzen shut you down for 4 innings or whatever it was when he came in. A guy that you see all year long and gives up homers left and right, and you let him shut you down. Mexico wins and Italy scores 5 or more runs. The United States is in. Mexico wins and Italy scores 4 or less runs. Mexico and Italy advance to the quarterfinals. And then it has a little asterisk here that says, assuming a 9-inning game. So there's another caveat for you. For tonight.
It's a train wreck, man.
Did you see the Rosarena Cal Raleigh stuff too? Did you see any of that stuff?
I did see that. Cal, way to go, buddy. I like that.
Well, I mean, Rosarena off the handle there.
And every time they went to Cal on the bench last night, he was just seething in anger. You could just see it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to, you can't get mad at Smith, right? He's an all-star, championship catcher too. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean,
it is what it is.
It shouldn't be this way. It's awful. And they deserve and as much as I love DeRosa, man, he deserves this. It's just awful. It's just it's an awful look.
So I guess that's the difference of playing Friday or Saturday now. Where they are, man. If Fox had everything set up for them to play at night, I think they'd have to play Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Who you got
tonight?
Yeah. And what's the score?
I got to tell you, I am a complete believer in conspiracy theorists. I think that there'll be a wink, wink, and a nod, nod with the two of them tonight. But some way, somehow, they're going to get a talking to from some suit from the World Baseball Classic that says, there better not be any funny stuff here tonight. You better play this game the right way. So I think that Mexico wins and they score more than, or no, it's Italy. Wait, if Mexico wins and they score more than 5 runs, right? Did I just get, geez, it's confusing the hell out of me.
3-0 Mexico. USA is out. That's what I got.
I think Mexico scores the 5 runs tonight, and that saves the U.S.'s bacon. And then they'd be the one which everybody wants them to be with the way they've set up the TV.
You want to throw in some politics conspiracy here? Maybe somebody gets a phone call.
Look, I think anything's – I'll tell you this. Here's one thing that Fox did not think that they would have. All eyes on Italy, Mexico tonight at 7 o'clock. And they have that tonight. And nobody caring about the DR Venezuela game at 8 o'clock.
Man. Tubi had the game.
Tubi had the game and they get pushed out.
All that stuff.
All right. I have some hockey and NBA stuff I want to get to. But before I do, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. And Paulie's got to let everybody know what's going on at Borrelli's. Hit the music.
Woohoo! It is Wednesday. Ben Bankus is here tonight, sold out. So he sold out last night. He sold out again tonight.
Both shows?
Yeah, he's
2 shows tonight?
Crushing it. Yes.
Wow.
So, but if you want to come back for comedy, there's more comedy series coming here, and it starts on Tuesday, March 31st with the Are You Garbage podcast, comedy podcast. So it'll be here on Tuesday, March 31st, and you can go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com and or Eventbrite and search Borrelli's Comedy to come out and see those guys. That's going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means it's carnivore night here at Borrelli's Taproom. And for $42.99, you get a choice of veal, steak, or pork, super salad, and dessert, bottomless beers, and bottomless wine. There ain't no better deal than Thursday night's carnivore night here at Borrelli's Taproom, so cut on down for that. It is championship week all week long here. All the colleges on and all the TVs and all the Johnny's games will be on. The sound will be on, and you get 2-for-1 pizzas, dollar wings, and a whole bunch of other drinking, food specials. So come on down from here until the end of the weekend here for all the NCAA games. Great stuff going on here, Championship Week. This Sunday, March 15th, going to bop around here is the post party for the Polar Bear Plunge, which is an annual thing down here in Long Beach. Starts at 1 p.m. Ryan Scarano and Jim Loeffler will be here, live entertainment, and that starts at 1 p.m. I just mentioned that. Dollar wings and 2-for-1 pizzas for that as well, in terms of specials for the plunge after party. Multiple stuff. Live music returns here this Friday and Saturday. On Friday, we have Ken Balin and Alex Concanon, I believe. Is that Tommy? Get it right? Concanon. Told you. Kenny at 7. Alex at 10 p.m. No charge, free admission. Come on down for live music there on Friday and Saturday. Evan Carrigo returns with Dennis Kelly, 7 p.m. as well. And then music theme nights here down at Borrelli's Taproom returns here Wednesday, March 18th with Billy Joel, Songs from an Italian Restaurant, $21 pasta special, and half bottle prices of wine, and the best of Billy Joel. Country Fest is coming up here on May 15th and 17th, hosted by Anthony Gallo. Check that out. A whole bunch of Nashville artists will be here as well for that. And St. Patrick's Day coming up on the 17th, Tuesday. Open at noon, $5 pints of Guinness, $10 Jameson's drinks, corned beef pizza, and live music by Evan Carriga and Dennis Kelly again. And then St. Patrick's Day here on Tuesday. That's next week, which is insane, buddy. Next week.
It's next week. I love it. I love every minute of it. Arizona State down 23. They have 10 points with 2:50 left in the first half. What a gutless performance by the Sun Devils here. Maybe they have a little life in the second half, although I doubt it.
Smoked.
Awful job. Smoked. They are getting smoked. Meanwhile, I don't think Pitt has scored in the first 3 minutes of the second half, which is what we need. We have, of course, under 177.5. So we want that to stay that way there. Take the air out of the ball. NC State up 10 now. Blowout would help me in terms of getting that under. Okay, we only got a few minutes, so a few things. Number one, you know what? I'll do this first.
You're going to talk about Lafreniere's play for the Rangers and the hat trick last night?
I actually was going to try to get through. I was going to see if I could get through a whole show for once, and that's for some reason just not mentioning the hockey, but we did it. So you actually tweeted this also. He's like a new player now, Lafreniere. It's just
since the Panarin trade, and as long as JT Miller's not in the lineup,
he's the scorer now. I mean, he's the guy.
Give him the C.
Give him the C. They've been on fire. Great wins. Beat up on Calgary at home. They beat the Flyers. I mean, this is
who knew the Panarin.
This is stranger hockey. I mean, this is what it's all about for them.
Future looks bright.
Islanders are 10-0 in overtime after beating the Blues last night in St. Louis.
That's an impressive comeback.
2-2 road trip, which is fine. I said that last week. If they go 2-2 on the road trip, I'm good.
Last night was nice, man.
It was a great win. They almost were down 4-0 in the game, and then they had that overturned goal. And then they came storming back, and they win it in OT with the Barzy goal. So great job by them. But we have to talk about the game of the year in the NHL.
Yes.
That Buffalo-Tampa game on Sunday night had everything. Comebacks, brawls, 8-7. You know what they call it, Paulie? Old-time hockey. That was with at Buffalo and Tampa.
The only negative part of that game for me was the fact that the Sabres were wearing
the goat head jerseys. Yeah, that I know they needed the blue with the old Sabre logo.
That would have been, but what a game! What a game!
Game of the year,
unbelievable.
And more importantly, especially with them winning last night and Tampa losing last night,
crazy. They
have a 4-point lead in the Atlantic now. In terms, they're only 2 points back of Carolina for the one in the East.
Dude, and Lindy's got a team that doesn't take any shit.
That is a
tough squad.
There are still, I have that plus 750 for them to win the division, which I'm very happy about. There's 20-1 to win the cup out there for the Sabres.
You got to throw them in the mix.
Listen, we could sit here and say, oh, they can't stay this hot forever. This is very similar, although they started their run a month earlier. The year the Blues won, they were the worst team in hockey on January 1st. They got super hot, and everyone kept saying, well, this can't go on forever. And it did go on forever, and they won the cup. The Sabres were last in the beginning of December. They've been on a heater, and everyone says, this can't go on forever. It might. They might go all the way through to the Cup final.
I
Now,
tell
I
you right
still
now.
think the West is so much better, and any team that they play in the West is going to be better than them. I get all that, but the East is so wide open. They're down 28 now. They're down 30.
Arizona
What
State.
an awful start to the Wednesday card. Oh, my God. Anyway, what a game.
I want to live in the world. I want to live in a world where the Buffalo Sabres become the Stanley Cup champions. I know it was close in 99.
Look,
but man, they're so much fun to watch.
Aside from the Islanders winning, that's obviously, I want to see the Islanders win another Stanley Cup.
Yes.
If I had to pick the next team that I would want to see win, because you know how much I love that town, being a Bills fan, and it's such a great hockey town.
Hey, we're New Yorkers.
I would love if the Sabres won a cup, especially with what that town has been through, the heartache with the Bills, the hull in the crease, all those things. That town, whether it's a Bills championship or a Sabres championship, deserves some championship. And whether I don't care, obviously I want the Bills to win one, but if it's the Sabres that gives that town the joy that they deserve, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's been a fantastic season for them. It's a lot of fun. The fans, I mean, that barn is rocking too, man.
It is.
That game the other night on Sunday night was just absolutely off the charts. And it just, the back and forth, and the fact that they won 8-7, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The amount of goals. So they can give it, they can take it. And that's the most impressive thing. Because even against San Jose last night, right? Is that who they played?
Yes, 6-3 win. So
more fights, just not backing down. and the fights against Tampa, which is one of the toughest, baddest teams in the league.
Yeah.
That's old school hockey. And so Lindy's got everything going, man. He's strong, pretty much in all facets of the ice. And these guys are young. They're buying in. And every now and again, every NHL season, we get one of these, right? We get a team that kind of just
out of nowhere
makes everybody go, wow, look what they're doing.
Makes it happen.
And this is up against Colorado, Minnesota, and Dallas. How good they're playing,
Awesome.
And I got to tell you, Carolina Hurricanes, I don't care how good they are. They're as boring as hell.
I'll tell you, I would take Buffalo over Carolina in a 7-game series every day. I would take them.
And Brendan Moore's just got to be like, I don't believe this. I got to deal with this. I might have to deal with this. In addition to,
he's going to have his own
the
problems.
Sabres were not on anybody's radar to be here.
No,
you know
and they are tough. And look,
they're ruining a lot of plans.
3 years ago, Florida came out of nowhere and made the Cup final and lost, and then they ended up winning the next 2 years. This isn't out of nowhere, but here's the difference: Florida was the wild card team that year and went on that run. The Sabres could legitimately be the 1 seed in the East with the way they're playing and going through this.
And why you got that open? How many points are they behind? Is Rado still number 1 in the league?
Oh yeah, Rado's going to be number 1 in the league. They've got, I believe it's pretty 86. They're only single digits now. Colorado's got 95 and Sabres got 86. Carolina's got 88. Dallas has 90. So they're 4th in the NHL now.
What do you think, Kadri coming back to Colorado, huh?
I love it for them.
Good
I actually
stuff.
think it's a really good playoff move for them. He's such a pain in the ass. No one likes him. He's dirty. But
fans love
that
him,
team needs. That's what they've been missing since he left.
Yep.
Because McKinnon does what he does, and they have Nations now. But they don't have. They needed a Kadri who can be the guy who comes in and rustles things up. So I thought it was a great ad for them going through with it. All right. I have to get this in before I leave. Did you see this Bam Adebayo last night in the NBA? 83-point game. The second highest point scoring game in NBA history behind Wilt's 100. Past Kobe, who had the 81 forever, was second. It's incredible, all right. Especially when you consider he took 43 shots. He was 20 of 43 from the floor, 7 of 22 from 3. He shot 22 3-pointers. He shot 43 free throws, 36 of 43 from the line. He scored 36 points just from the free throw line. This was, I actually thought, and people, look, 83 points. It's a tremendous accomplishment. I thought it was complete nonsense what was going on last night. Spoelstra was fouling to get them the ball back in a 40-point game. It was so manufactured and so fraudulent. And so just everything about it was so dirty. The guy took 43 free throws.
But he still sunk the baskets at the end of the night.
The guy, his next highest scoring game ever was like 40. Like twice he scored 40. So it's 83 points last night. And how about the Wizards? How embarrassing are they? Allowing this to go on. Could somebody give him an elbow in the jaw at some point? Like, I mean, what?
Well,
could someone knock him over?
Yeah, exactly. How
and then Spoelstra after the game, like, saying, Eric, who's a great coach, he might be the best coach in the NBA. He was wrong last night. That was nonsense. The way he was fouling to get them the ball back, the way he had guys missing free throw, there was so much nonsense in the fourth quarter of that game that I'm sure they feel good. And 15 years from now, many people are like, wow, this guy had an 83-point game. Yeah, I'll remember it was a nonsense 83-point game. Give him all the credit. That's an incredible, it's going to be there forever. It's in the record books. Yeah. He scored 83 points. It was silly, the stuff that was going on in the fourth. Really silly.
It was a gimme. A layup.
It's just when you're doing things in the game that you don't normally do to get a guy, that it just didn't feel authentic.
It's icky.
Yeah, it's a little fraudulent. It was a little fraudulent. Yeah. And
I get where you're coming from.
Bam's not going to care because they'll probably have some, forever he's going to, will anybody in the Heat ever score that many points in a game? Probably not. I mean, we're talking, this is of all time, it's the second highest scoring game. Yeah. Wilt, Bam Adebayo, Kobe. Top 3 scoring games of all time. And the game wasn't close. Like, it's a 40-point game. It's just really weird, the entire thing. So I wanted to get that off my chest.
I totally agree with you there. It sounds like a parking lot game, where you're just you got one of your buddies and you want them to, do well in front of everybody else.
That's pretty much.
You give them a little bit of help.
That's pretty much what it was going to this. In terms of the rest of the day in college basketball, I will tell you, the Mountain West starts later. I put a 25-1 on Colorado State to win the Mountain West tournament this week. They're the 7th seed. They've played really well down the stretch. I think there's like 5 teams that could win that tournament, and I think that they're one of them. So Colorado State, now, knowing my luck, they'll probably lose to Fresno now later tonight with me. There's a bunch. Tomorrow's where it's really on, Paulie. I'll tell you. We're on at noon. St. John's obviously is going to be playing. Virginia's going to be playing. We have, Miami of Ohio will be playing. They start at 11 a.m. First game for them in the MAC quarters against UMass, a team that gave them a problem in one of their games this year. They are 31-0. We'll see if they can keep things going tomorrow morning. Ohio State's playing. Texas Tech's playing. There's Wisconsin playing. Tons of games. That will be happening tomorrow afternoon while we're here.
Hoops galore, baby.
Hoops galore.
Hoops galore right here at Borrelli's.
Indeed.
Make sure you get down for it. And, championship week is pretty awesome.
It is. Tomorrow we are back. Noon East for St. John's, as I mentioned, and all of those games. So it's going to be a very, very busy
the Johnnies,
Thursday
baby,
for us here. And don't forget, we'll know tomorrow the fate of your United States.
Don't say your
WBC team.
First of all, I love the WBC for all of it. Okay, not just the the U.S. team. Look, I think everybody should be embarrassed by what happened last night. Full marks.
Gave up 8 runs to Italy.
Yeah. And
that McLean on the Mets, he's the scapegoat.
And a great analyst.
And Yarbrough gave up a homer too from the Yankees.
Doing a good job as a manager.
He stinks. Yarbrough from the Yankees, he stinks too.
Mexico wins 3-0
Hey, it's all right. Out. If not, we just get Judge back to Tampa and we get him all set, ready to go.
Working on the serious business.
The stuff that really matters.
Making sure that, in October when he comes up with 2 guys on base.
Wall-to-wall hoops tomorrow. WBC fallout from Italy, Mexico tonight. And all of the hockey for the weekend.
And will the Rangers continue this success?
Who they got tomorrow?
Without JT Miller.
Who they got tomorrow? Panarin. They're not playing tonight. It's a light night tonight in the NHL.
I mean, that line, man. Perot, Laffy,
look
and Mika.
They're in the Igloo tomorrow night. They're in Winnipeg.
Ooh, yeah. It's going to be
the Igloo.
Rangers could be troublemakers for these last remaining 20 games.
As long as they stay under. What is the number that I have? I think it's 78.5 points. I need the Rangers to stay under that. They're at 60 right now.
All the Rangers games are done for the year?
They're done. Finished.
Ooh, yes.
They're not even playing any teams that they could really upset the app. They play. What they got here? Columbus. I mean, look, they actually play really bad teams, Paul. I mean, playing the Jets. They are in Minnesota, but Minnesota's set.
How many
Playing
points
the
out of the
Kings.
wild card are we?
You're buried. Come on. You are 79, 78, 18 points back.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Finished.
Finished.
All right. Paulie, we'll see you tomorrow back here at Borrelli's. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow at noon.